Hi guys, I haven't made a video in a while because I did feel like I'd made a lot of good progress on my YouTube channel streaming the classic demo, so I didn't really want to do anything to, you know, upset anyone. So I really was kind of want to take a step back and not make anything unless I had something good to make. And something very important came up when it related to World of Warcraft Classic, and that is loot trading. I have the solution. But let me explain the dilemma, because not everyone understands the problem with loot trading. So, if you know Modern World of Warcraft now, loot trading is in the game. Essentially, if you accidentally get the loot and you didn't mean to get the loot, you can trade it to someone else and then they can have it, and that's how it works. This really doesn't really work very well outside of personal loot, which wasn't introduced until I want to say Cataclysm. Versus loot trading has been around since I think Wrath. I could be wrong. So you had 2 hours to trade the loot to someone else who could have looted it, and that's how it works in Modern WoW. But in Classic, you didn't have loot trading. If you accidentally took something that you wanted someone else to have, you would have to open a ticket to Blizzard and say, "Hey, I actually took this item. Can you give this item from me? It was a mistake." And if you were the one, and then the loot could be traded. Now, Blizzard would never trade loot away from someone who didn't open the ticket. So if you had the item, you had to open the ticket. If you don't have the item, well, then you have to get the other person to open the ticket. That's the way it works. So let's look at the positives, the pluses, the let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of it. Sorry, I'm stuttering it out. The advantages and disadvantages of the two systems. One system is really quick and it's cheap. It allows players to take care of it themselves, and that's really great. The other system is more hands-on, but it's slower. So I just made the mono system sound really good because it's cheaper and it's faster, and why wouldn't you want that? Well, the problem is what happened before personal loot came out is players would often run dungeon raids together, especially like LFR, and they would all roll need and then pass the item to the person in from their guild or their friends group who they want to have it. And so it was essentially the pre-made rolling against the pug, and the pre-made would always have the looting advantage, and that wasn't fair. So if you take this concept and take it to classic World of Warcraft, it allows for pretty scummy systems where a guild is going to take the is going to be a group can deny one person in the group gear to give it to someone else by all rolling need. It's 1 in 5. It's not likely to come out. So that's the problem with the mono system. The classic system is just too expensive. I don't want to say too expensive because Blizzard are still forward. If they outsourced the the workers to like Indonesia, where like cost of living is really cheap, yeah, they could probably afford it. Um, but why not just go for the cheaper solution to completely automate it? So there's two problems. One problem is times changed and things need to be done more easily and cost less. The other issue is the other side, it can be abused. So my solution is accountability. You have players be able to decide whether or not they want that loot to go to another player. I didn't really say anything, did I? Okay, let me explain. So a player say if those the 4 man and I'm the 5th man. If they're trading loot amongst themselves and I'm not getting any of that loot, then I can say like, hey, no, y'all can't trade that loot amongst yourselves because you're denying me loot, and that's abusive. I don't like being abused. You cannot trade that loot, and that fixes that problem. So how do you do this? So what would happen is someone wants to trade loot to someone else. It would say who has the loot, what the loot is, and who they're trading it to. This will pop up on a window in the middle of your game, and you have yes or no. Do you agree to this trade? And if I'm being screwed over, I'd be like, no, I don't want them to trade. This is unfair to me. So I can block that. And then it'll say who blocked the trade. And then they can talk to the person who blocked the trade and say, it's like, hey, yeah, I didn't mean. We can re-roll this, and we can determine if you win the roll, we can give it to you. If they win the roll, we can give it to them. We can determine, like, we can work it out. It's like, hey, yeah, I really wanted to have this. I'll give you 3 gold for it. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a good trade. Like, you get, like, people can work it out amongst themselves, and if someone feels like they're being abused, they can block the trade. If someone decides they're going to be funny and block the trade, despite the fact they don't need it, well, they can be added to the silver blacklist. A lot of silvers had people you just didn't play with, and that could be one of the people you just didn't play with on the silver. Bad names. When you have to post in trade chat LFG, and people see your name, they're going to tell you if they're going to tell anyone else, watch out. So this is the self governance. It allows people to still do trades automated, but doesn't allow for abuse. Now, how do you handle raids though? With raids, is you don't have the you won't have the blocking in raids. It just says who is trading what to who. And yeah, it's like, well, then it can still be abused. No. You have to understand, in raids, looting is very sacred in raids. Like, nothing is going to destroy a guild faster than some corrupted loot council going on. Like, nothing is going to ruin reputations faster than that. Than, like, really screwing people over. If a guild starts screwing people over, the guild is going to get a bad name. People are going to leave the guild, or people in the guild are going to get kicked. So the guild is going to govern itself pretty well. The raids are going to govern themselves. If it's in a pug, well then, if you're the raid leader, you screw over 39. You start screwing over people in front of 39 people. You got 39 witnesses. They're gonna drag your name through the mud next time you try forming a raid or a group. People are going to govern themselves. So, how do you make sure? How do you make sure that people are able to see when a trade goes on? Because a trade can happen 2 hours after the loot's done. So, if you're in the game, you get the notification pop up. If you're not in the game, you get an in-game mail and have that Blizzard watermark on it saying, "Hey, this trade was done." And this is what the item was. This is who it went to, and then so like, say if the guild or the raid was in agreement on this trade, like the raid leader the raiding council, the guild council was in agreement on this trade, then they can turn around and correct the person. It's like, hey, no, yeah, you weren't supposed to do that. You do this again, you're going to be punished. You're going to get G-kicked. You're going to get, you're not going to get loot next time. Like, you now owe a debt to this player, and you have to do something. You have to pay a reprimand. Have this. This is something that they should. This is how they should handle it. I think guilds will govern themselves, and I think these are my solutions. So I hope if you like these solutions, let me know in the comments. So if you have a better solution that is not abusable, let me know. Don't just say hashtag no changes, because you're not in this. Blizzard has made up their mind. Your best thing you're gonna do is get a compromise at this point. When it comes down to money, Blizzard's not gonna give up money. So we have to reach a compromise and not get abused at the same time. So I do want to talk about the my classic World of Warcraft Silver group. This is not a guild; it is a community. So we are on Discord and on the Battle.net social tab. Links are in the description. And with the So what you do in this group is you join the group and invite your friends. The reason why you invite your friends is since we're all going to the same server, I'm going to post up in the group what server we're going to. We're going to a North American Central Time Zone because that's the most flexibility for East and West Coast, and it's going to be PvP. So we're all going to the same server. We all this way everyone knows, like, say if you're not going to play World of Warcraft Classic WoW right away. Say, like, I'm busy with my senior year of college, or you're busy with like work for a while. You're doing a special project or something. You're like, after the holidays, I'll get into it when things slow down. All games coming out at this time, I'm not going to be able to play. I'm going to play this other game instead. Well, you can choose to play at any time, because even if your friends start playing before you, you'll all be going to the same server, and and everyone's gonna know which server we all went to. That way, no one gets left behind. So you invited your friends to the group, and you're in the group. Also, because we're getting a large group of players together, we're going to be able to jumpstart the server economy to make sure that we have a good, healthy auction house. We're also going to be able to lean on the community to get people for dungeons and questing groups. No, we are not gonna all go to the same guild. That is not a requirement. If you want to run your own guild, you're perfectly welcome to do that. You're just joining the community. No, we're not all going to the same faction. I'm going to try to balance the population. If it starts getting corridor lines, I'll try to recruit the other faction into the group to balance it out. Or I'll figure something out. I'll figure it out. I'll make sure we have aiming for a good faction balance, and whatnot. So essentially, what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that everyone has the best PvP experience possible. So PvP, everyone has the best classic World of Warcraft experience possible, because I didn't have my real life friends playing with me in classic, because we all ended up playing on different servers, and when we met each other, well, we didn't know each other at the right time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Join the classic group. Share my idea for the for how to solve the loot trading debacle. And if you have a better idea that keeps from being abused and still saves Blizzard's money, please share the idea with me. Leave it in the comments. Post it to the forums if you have a great idea. Complaining is not a solution. Complaining is just complaining. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Video's gone on long enough. I've been like 14 minutes. Anyway, see ya.